This is Dr. Kwame Brown from Move Theory and our Function community. I'm here today with my good friend, Randy Grazel. What's your favorite thing about being a father?
I see the best in myself when I look at my kids. I always try to find the best way to put myself in a positive light or for them to learn from the situation, try to hold my emotions in place so we could do it. And my oldest is 11 years old. Just hearing him say daddy and recalling the different stages of how it progressed from him not being able to pronounce it to now he's like, yeah, daddy, with a deeper voice. I'm like, wow, it still gets to me.
Describe your play experience with your kids. What kind of role do you play?
It just happens spontaneously. Just like when I decide to play with them, we could be watching something and I just have this urge to just do something silly. And then we just ended up start playing. I'm like, okay, daddy's the tree. Try to climb around the tree where they try to go around. And then it becomes competition to them. So that's when I have to guide. When I see that the competitiveness is overtaking the whole playful aspect of it. But then it goes to a point where now they're trying to help each other. And then it becomes us versus daddy. Yeah. I'm better than kuya and ate. That's what my kids call them. Kuya and ate is like a term of respect that we have in the Filipino culture.
We have a concept, as you know, called spherical learning. We learn from the kids, they learn from us. They have ideas, we have ideas. Do you see kids in your neighborhood that you feel really don't get a chance to play a lot?
There's no kids playing on my street, and there's more families. Free play. Essentially, it's like I think it's like a lost art.
As parents, we think about the future, right? And kids are not thinking about the future, so there's sort of this ready conflict there. What do you think your role is as a community father in helping to maybe bring that back?
I think one person can be a catalyst, but you also need the community to support that. Like, oh, it was great when kids can play in the street, so what are we doing to continue it? In fact, I think we've taken a step back now because we're so fearful that we can't do anything, that the community can overcome that level of fear. I don't know what I can do.
There's this power of community. You know, people have a lot of paralysis in this. They think it's intractable, but I remind people, even though it's not a perfect analogy, if you look at the civil rights movement, people had the same intractability there. You know, this is the way it's always been. But those things did change, and it took a movement, it took a community.
Resources.
And resources, exactly. Whether the resources are human or physical, the more we connect to each other and we realize, hey, there's someone else like me, the more we can make a change. What was your relationship like with your dad?
He played as much as he could. Like, even though if he may not be able to play with us per se, he would foster that environment. Always willing to take us to the park. I couldn't join any gym except the one in New Jersey. And he would take my brother and I to join gym. Anything that my brother and I could think of, he was willing to facilitate that. Just make sure, is this something you really want to do first? He made us consider it before we did it. And then I'm like, you know what, I really didn't like it. He's like, okay.
Maybe he realized that although he became an adult that saw things through, that as a child, he needed to experience things first. We concentrate a lot on trying to turn our children into adults.
This whole society is such extremes. They're kids, so let them be kids. Or, no, they need to learn this. It's either one or the other. There has to be a middle ground. Like, so many people are trying to get their kids older or to act older, but then when they get older so fast, they're the same parents who's, oh my God, you grew up so fast. What is it that you want? You know? I have to realize that, you know what? They're kids. And I've apologized to my kids before, like, you know what? Daddy was wrong. Sorry about that. And they love that. They're like, oh, it's okay. Daddy can be wrong.
Yeah, I think that's important that they see that we have flaws and faults and that we're willing to admit them. Once again, thanks to Randy Grazel for your time today.
Thanks for inviting me. Hope you guys learned something.
Even if we learn, hey, he's like me, you know?
Yeah, exactly. There's others like us. So it's all good.